We got to learn Helm's new name, and that they're from the Celestial Plane. The real name's Helm. They got on PIC shit list. It was good.
What do you mean got on PIC shit list? They've been on PIC shit list.
Further on the shit list. Right after we have the conversation of Pepper denying about the whole kid situation, we get to meet her homunculus, Dapperling. We have our 5-day break and kind of chillax with that, and then we go rescue the author's daughter who got kidnapped by a lovely lake trollop, and Pepper got a
priest
and Father Priest, but he was not where the lake trollop was.
He wasn't there.
Nope. Hag basically was like, take my toy and I'll let you have the daughter. And Pepper got us into another contract. And we got to meet Arwyn! Unknowingly got us into another contract.
By saving our life. Ungrateful.
Yeah. We get a nice little moment once we get everything back and have breakfast the following morning of having Pix back, because we get some backstory from him. And then we head to the circus! Yay! Fereydun reunites with basically his dad. Ringleader mentions that there's some debt paying back stuff. And
people are going missing because of the debt paying. Fereydun agrees to fight what he thought was a giant spider, but instead it's a Dommy Mommy giant druid.
Did you say a Dommy Mommy?
Yes, I heard that too.
Just making sure.
We get to hear about a gnome singing about water genasi. That's totally not going to be important later. Marina plays wingman for Pepper, and
Pepper gets to hear fuckboy lines. Oh, and Basil, Arwyn, and Marina enter a talent show. Basil wins, share some of his winnings. You know, all around good person. And it ended with the sound of everybody to go to the main tent because something was going on. The big show was starting or something.
And suspicious people snuck in. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Oh, and the cloud candy of sadness.
Yes.
Pepper has sad cloud candy bullshit.
All right. Well, I think that's good.
Cool.
Are we recording?
Yes.
Cool. So we last session we did our cloud candy stuff. We did the talent show portion. We did the giantess Morgana with PIC and Fereydun, and all the while Pepper was on a date with Zuko. We're gonna start there.
Yeah.
Cue fuckboy intro.
Zuko is been shoving loads of food down his gullet. He's on 4 plates, like full chicken size things, of plates of food. Pepper. While you're eating, can you roll a Constitution save?
I don't think Pepper's eating. Consider he's eating.
I guarantee you, he is force feeding you very playfully and seductive.
Ew.
So he's a feeder. Great.
Yeah, I was like, this is just like that weird cookie episode from Totally Spies, and I'm not here for it.
I got 13.
Okay, that's good. That's fine. That's good enough. He pauses and just smiles at you and just lets out a long sigh. And it seems like he's about to say something, but right as he's about to speak, a small gnome comes up behind you and taps you on the shoulder. Hey, ma'am, can I interrupt you?
can I assist you?
I see that you have a really nice looking long weapon on your back. Have you been to the archery range yet today?
There's a range? No, I have not.
Yeah, so I was thinking, since you look like the type, it would be really nice if you could come over there. We've only got a couple people who've been playing today.
Sure, I would love to.
Okay, it's just this way.
Zuko, I'll be right back, okay? Would you like to come?
Zuko insists that he comes as well.
Okay, that works with me. The homunculus follow too. This is hard controlling both of them. This is interesting. Oh, thank you. Okay.
So the gnome leads you to a kind of a side area behind one of the tents, which is an archery range. He notes that there's been a couple goblins who've been here testing their archery prowess, and for the most part, to date, so far today, neither of them have hit a bullseye. So he's asking if you'd be willing to make an attempt, and he also invites Zuko too. It's 1 gold piece for 10 arrows, and Zuko offers to pay for both of them.
Aw, that's sweet. Okay.
So they just have a standard short bow available for use, and the line is right here, and the targets are just to the up on the map from there. Do you see?
Okay, yes, I see it.
So Zuko pays and then steps up to the line, right next to you, holding his bow very incorrectly, as though he's never done this before.
Okay.
So I'll need you to roll to hit.
Okay. And that is a 17. Do I add +3 usually with my red?
Yeah. Yep.
20.
Cool beans. And I kid you not, I rolled a nat 20 for him to incorrectly fire, and so that means you both get bullseyes. The gnome is kind of jumping up and down gleefully. He gives you both a voucher and says, "This is your prize." Zuko looks over the voucher as you do, and he gets a wild gleam in his eyes. Pepper.
Oh, yeah?
Pepper, we can get his and hers matching tattoos now. That's what these are for.
What?
Yeah, we can get magical tattoos. This is something I didn't want to rush anything with you, but I feel like I'm ready for this point in our relationship.
I need someone to save Pepper. Dapperlin! Do something. Pepper is gonna hesitate a little and be like, oh, I'm not sure about tattoos. They're kind of permanent.
Well, that's okay. I'll just get one that doesn't mean anything to you then. I'll just get my family's crest. That's okay.
Oh, I'd love to hear more about your family. Tell me more. Where is this magic tattoo thing?
It's in the arts and crafts tent nearby, the gnome says.
I have so many questions.
They're probably good questions.
Why are they tattooing where there are small children?
Do you think children should not have
Ever been to a music
tattoos?
festival before?
No, I have not.
They have a tent where they do tattoos.
Oh lord.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh.
Yes, a lovely half elf who has been performing music, or half orc who's been performing music, is in the tent taking a break, and it turns out she's also a tattoo artist.
Okay.
She's using what looks like to be a severed finger to draw tattoos on people.
Pepper has so many questions. She's gonna approach the half elf and kind of ask, like, "Hi, how permanent are these tattoos? What are they?"
Well, it's a circus, kid, but you have to understand, this is the real deal. These will last forever, kid.
Oh,
It's okay. I got some really good plans here. I can give you a really good design, and like you can anytime you and see any of me and mine, and we're out on our bikes, like you're safe. Good kid.
okay. How long have you been doing this?
Well, I started back when I was 4. You see, my mom and dad was split up when I was real young, and I was always with my mom and the biker gang that I'm part of now, running after my mom passed away, bless her dear soul. But I'm happy to help with doing a tattoo for you there, miss.
I can relate to missing moms. Okay, well, I have a voucher.
Oh, marvelous! You must be a real good sort. Here, I'll take that from you, and let's sit down and do this. Zuko whispers in her ear, and they both kind of share a laugh, and then she starts tattooing you. Let's go back to Fereydun and PIC.
Oh no.
Where are you on the map, by the way? Oh, you're back at the wait thingy.
Yeah, with the starter thing.
Cool beans.
Would you like to play again? Peek?
No.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you the secret.
There's a secret.
Fereydun's gonna lean down and he's gonna whisper in his ear. The key is not to hit it as hard as you can, but you have to hit it just right.
So you're telling me you don't even... This isn't even a true test of strength?
It is a test of skill.
That's not what the sign says.
It is a test of strength, but it is honed by skill. Because what is unfathomable strength if you do not know how to wield it?
Squinty. Fine. Pick'll try again. Wow. Ugh.
17 to 19. That's what you need.
And I have to add stuff, right?
Well, I mean, eventually, inevitably, someday you'll roll the numbers, so we'll just say.
I rolled a 19, but I add 2, so 21.
Unfortunately, that actually breaks it.
Wow.
You're so strong, it didn't just hit the bell, it knocked it clean off.
Where did the bell fall? Does it hit that poor goblin?
No, it's a gnome, but it kind of goes flying. It's a gnome, right?
I don't know.
It's a no.
It goes flying
uncomfortably close.
Yeah, it's a gnome. It goes flying off and kind of lands like right over here. And in doing so, it makes kind of a rattling noise, which should probably startle Basil, Marina, and Arwyn since they're 5 feet away from it.
Jesus Christ, what was that? Well, not Jesus. Sorry. Who's that?
I don't know.
By the will of Lyra, what was that?
I too have found myself slipping in saying this name. I don't know where it comes from.
Whoever did that test strength thing must have won, I think.
A hearty laugh and a big old back clap. Big! You broke it!
Is that that's a good thing? Everybody's always telling me breaking things is a bad thing.
I mean, in this particular case, it is more like an inconvenience, but it takes a lot to break this thing.
PIC,
Look
the
at the
gnome
power.
is the gnome is very surprised by this. He kind of walks up to you very like quietly and tiptoeing and kind of like scaredishly, and he just hands you a bag. Like a little small pouch, leather pouch.
Okay.
And then he walks down to Fereydun and gives you a pouch.
Oh, thank you.
And then
What's
he just
in the
looks at you
pouch?
both, and he just kind of goes away.
Apparently his job
In the
here is
pouch, you both find 15 gold pieces in your pouches respectively.
done. Ooh.
Ew.
Marvelous. I did not realize there was a prize. But this is nice. We can use this to buy snacks.
I like snacks.
Perhaps they will have candies. It has been a while since I've had something sweet.
But didn't you have melons or fruit or whatever?
Fruit is a natural sweetness. What I speak of, Pick, is called candy.
I know what candy is.
Then you know of the more potent nature of the sweetness.
I mean, taking candy from a lot of kids.
Did you ask? Did they give it to you?
They were not looking, and they put it down on the bench, and I was sitting there, and so I took it.
Peak. This
What?
is an act that is commonly known as stealing. I know that this was in the past, but we have more recently had the conversation that stealing in situations can be bad. I am not going to say that the theft of necessities at times of need is bad, but in this case, taking candy from a child is not great. But as
What?
stated, it is in the past. All you can do is learn for the futures.
They weren't eating it.
Perhaps they were saving it for later. We will never know. And neither will they. They do not have their candy. And also, it's in the past. We don't know what happened with it. It's
Supposed to feel bad or something.
I do not believe that the purpose of this lesson is guilt, because guilt would do nothing, because it is so long in the past. What you could do is internalize the lesson.
What? No, this was like last week. Yeah, before we like met in the town.
Guilt is not the purpose of this lesson. But in the future, if it is not a life-saving necessity,
I was really hungry. I feel it was life-saving.
Who am I to judge? I am not Lyra. I do not see the intent behind the hearts. This is fine. We will tell you what, Pick. This time there is sweets. We will pay for them. Yes.
Yeah. I'll take it.
there will be an exchange. And we would like to find a candy vendor. Wherever.
All right, the candy vendor is actually near the other party members.
Oh, is it this dude?
Yep.
Perfect. Here.
Here's
They
those
have what is called cloud candy here. Oh, hello.
Hey.
Did you
Hello.
see that PIC brought the strength machine? He is such a strong
Yeah.
friend.
Very much so.
But anyways, I seek sweets.
I got sweets. I have like 5 tubs of cloud candy.
Ooh, cloud candy is very nice.
And Arwyn pulls out. He's being nice for once and like pulls out 2, 1 strawberry, 1 cherry of the cloud candy.
Can I have that one?
Which one do you want?
The red one.
Cherry. Cherry is red.
Yeah, that one.
All right, Arwyn hands pick the cherry cloud candy. He holds the strawberry one up to Fereydun and says, "Do you want it? It's practically free."
What flavor
It's
is
practically free, mean.
Wait, yes, what is practically free?
He won it in a talent show.
Oh, I suppose. Then your talents has paid for the glorious sweet. This is nice.
And he hands you the strawberry.
Marvelous. Fereydun's gonna eat it.
Fereydun, someone's yelling at you from the main tent.
Oh.
Fereydun! Fereydun!
Is it the voice I know?
The voice. It's a booming female voice. It's time!
The time is nigh!
What?
I
Pepper,
have-
your
I have
tattoos
to
are
change.
both complete.
Fereydun's gonna run to the tent. And he's actually going to see about a small changing area so he can change into his costume.
She directs that there is a changing room back in the tent she introduced herself to you. That you can go in and do whatever for.
Fabulous. So essentially, his costume is a highly embroidered, highly beaded Persian jacket. He's still wearing like his chain underneath, but it's like semi-precious stones, shiny bits, essentially sequin, little bits of metal. There's bells. Like, it's glam. So glam. Bright colors.
Your father, seeing that you're going to go change, or have gone into that tent rather, and knowing what's coming next, stands in the middle of basically the entire event in the center where the tightrope walker was when we entered, and in a booming voice through some magical amplifying means. Yells, the main event is about to begin in the large tent. Everyone, please come and gather and be ready for the time of your lives.
Oh.
Has anyone seen Pepper?
Yeah,
She's
what
on
is-
a date with Zuko.
While we deal with this,
Oh,
I have
dear.
to drop some fish. I'll be right back. Find Pepper.
Yeah, she's on a date. Zuko.
Pepper, Zuko has now just finished receiving his tattoo. And now that you're both done, he has heard the voice. I don't know about you, but on a full stomach, I'm always up for a good show. You want to go have a good time?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds fine. I just want to make sure that we sit near my friends. Is that okay?
Sure. I mean, the more the merrier, right? And maybe they can give me more pointers on you or something. Ha 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 ha.
I just want to make sure I don't get lost. I have that bad habit.
Oh, with me, sweetie, you'll never get lost.
I have.
What's really funny is I muted my microphone just to do that. And then you all just did it too, so thanks. I was on the same
Pig
page.
has this feeling on the other side of the circle. She's like, ugh.
There's a cold chill down Basil's spine.
I feel like a pact is being signed.
Yeah.
And I'm sharing that because I've been sitting on that for ages. I put it in voice chat.
Ooh. Ooh, I like it.
You all can thank Boo for that. She does do tattoo designs, so yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Marina! Waves
Burn.
non-tattooed arm.
How'd it go? Having fun?
Yes. Yes, we did some shooting and it's been a nice time. Is trying to hide the tattoo from Marina.
Well, they don't know you got it, so as long as you're keeping your arm on your side, they wouldn't even know to look.
Yep, that's exactly what Pepper's doing, and she's trying to roll down her sleeve.
Oh, that's fine. You can keep it.
What about you guys? What have you guys been up to?
Marina, your name is. That's right. I'm Zuko. Pepper and I just got matching tattoos over in that tent over there. We're moving fast.
Pepper makes a face!
Matching tattoos? Or just tattoos?
Well, you know, not matching, because I like my women to have some independence of me.
Basil frowns.
Rito's making a face.
Arwyn has a small scowl on his face. He's subtle scowl.
He's like, do you want to see mine? It's beautiful.
You know, so long as you don't pull your pants down, sure.
Oh no, that's I don't think I could do that with Pepper present. I mean, unless she was
gross. Get to the point.
He has his on his under forearm, and it's an anvil with like a hammer in front of like a flame. He's like, it's my family crest. I'm really excited. And when we were leaving, the lady said that there tends to be side effects to having the tattoos, which I'm really excited to see what that means.
Wait, what? What side effects?
Oh, jeez. No forewarning or anything? Or
it just seems that there's some sort of like magical aptitude in this woman, and she's sometimes.
How did they apply this thing to you?
It was like a.
Did it look
finger.
like this thing? Pulls out his old finger that had the needle in it.
Yes, it does. It looks exactly like that, actually. Yeah, and she said that it has magical properties of some nature that do something to the people who have the tattoos of this finger.
Okay.
Well, Pepper, sounds like you're fucked.
Yeah, it happens to anyone who gets tattooed with these fingers.
That's not true. Basil and I have tattoos with fingers like this, and we're not fucked.
Oh, nothing's happened to you guys yet. Oh, that's probably good news. Maybe I'll be lucky too. And Pepper too.
Well, I mean, we did this with consenting people who know us well, so I don't know about you two.
Marina's gonna lean over to Pepper and whisper, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the lady, she seemed pretty nice. I mean, she runs with questionable folk, but Pepper runs with questionable folk, so I'm not one to judge.
They're not questionable.
Hey.
Hey. My friends are not questionable, Zuko.
Basil's gonna cast message to Pepper and be like, do we need to get rid of this guy?
Pepper might actually she's not happy with that comment. Her friends are not questionable. She might look at Basil and nod, just quietly nod at him, and she might need to Might need detect magic.
Okay, I was gonna like subtly try to identify your tattoo while you weren't watching. So if you're cool with me doing it, I'll just do it.
She's totally going to come up to you now and be like, "Help! What did I do?"
Pepper, while your back is to Zuko, of course he's mostly interested in his conversation with Marina, but he sees you turn around and he's like, well, hey Pepper, while you catch up with your friends, I'm gonna go get us good seats in the house. Catch up with me when you can.
Okay, bye.
God, I hate that guy. What a dick.
What the hell
so
is his
sorry,
problem?
Pepper. I'm so sorry.
No,
What do you see in him?
right now, nothing, because I could have shot him.
You should have.
Why didn't
It would have been better.
It would
I'm
have.
here for it.
We're in a public place.
We're in a public place.
We'll just take him outside the back. You know, lure him behind one of the tents and.
Between the five of us, we can dig a pretty deep hole.
It is so good
Also-
that Fereydun's not there.
Also, I mean, I put most things in my mouth, and I wouldn't come within 5 feet of that. So.
Listen, I have had a lot of red flags, but right now I'm a little worried. Rolls up her sleeve and presents the tattoo to Basil. What does it do? I didn't hear that it was magical. It seemed cool, and at least it's not matching his. Just, what does it do?
Pretty,
yeah. I'll cast Identify.
Alright.
This might take a minute. Give me just a second. And he starts like kind of poking and prodding around the tattoo, not on it, because it's still probably kind of raw, but just like looking it over.
So it appears, here, let me put it in text for you, and then you can relay how you want to relay. Using more RP possesses.
Yeah. Out of character, Basil was really worried about Pepper. I messaged Zach. I was like, I need to identify this, please. Well, it's so it appears that it's pretty similar to the one that PIC and I have. It's definitely magical, and however, whatever spell she imbued into this, it's not currently active. So I am not sure what it is. We should probably keep an eye on it.
You are seeing Pepper get really, really teary-eyed and very, like, small. She's just rolling her sleeve down and covering it and going, okay. All right.
Hopefully it's not. It's just a tattoo at a circus. I mean, surely there's not anything like.
Don't even finish it. Don't even tempt it. Don't even tempt it. No.
Oh, a tattoo at a circus. Do you want a tattoo, my friend, as well? Your friend told you about me, right, kid?
Absolutely, she did. I actually have one. But while we have you here, what I can see this tattoo is magical, but what does it do? I don't think our friend was had that clarified before it was put upon her.
Oh yeah, I don't really know. It does the thing it does, you know? Like, I mean, my mom always said I had a gift, but I didn't go to no learning school or nothing and learn how it works to just do them, you know?
So did is the magic on there from you, or is it from like an item?
Oh yeah, it's that like the blood of your ancestors, blah blah blah, whatever the fuck my mom said. I don't remember really, but like it just happens sometimes. It's not a big deal. Everyone usually leads healthy, longish lives most of the time. There's only been one instance where it like backfired, literal.
Oh, What was that?
Oh, nothing. I was just remembering. I had an ex a ways back, and she had me do this tattoo on her back. It was a lovely piece. And 3 months after, she her tattoo just burst into flame. Like it was a really sad way for her to go. But I mean, everyone's got a time, right? All right. Well, if you don't want any tattoos, I better get to that big show. You guys have a good one.
Basil's just quiet.
At first I wasn't on board with murdering him in a public place. But I will hold down Zuko. You guys murder.
Marina.
Absolutely.
Marina.
No
more
Yes,
dates.
No dates. I'm sorry. I put you up to it.
Please don't let me leave the party again.
No.
I don't want to be alone when I die.
Pepper's getting a hug from Marina. Like, I'm sorry.
I don't know why you're having such a big deal. Everyone's alone when they die.
Always.
In the cold moments of the big sleep, everyone is alone. But Fereydun's fighting and I want to watch! And he's running towards the circus tent.
It's just looking after PIC, that's a dark little person.
Be dark.
Yes.
What a fucked up.
I don't want to
man.
leave him alone either. Let's go after him. Go after him before he does something.
Run. Is the gigantic lady actually
back?
here?
Yeah, she's standing.
Does Fereydun have anything to RP in this tent?
Yeah, your dad is just there giving you the pep talk. Like, remember, son, this is all about showmanship and just have a good time. And I'm not going to spoil it, but be prepared and just have a good time, son. And bring in the money for your old man. I'll give you a portion. I'll give you a portion as well. My kid, but
just like old times. I am very happy to help and very excited to get back into the ring. But Father, I must away. And he's going to flourish his jacket and just kind of sprint out.
Okay.
So outside, as soon as PIC sees the gigantic lady, he kind of slows down his running.
Oh, hey there, little one. It's nice to see you again.
Hi. Have a good fight.
Thanks, little one. Well, if I am successful in my endeavors, we could have a celebratory drink after. Together. Alone.
Squeak. Sure. I don't know what that is. Does this mean something? I don't. Okay.
You good?
Yep, I'm fine.
Okay.
He's getting shorter. Fereydun.
Yes, Dick. And
have a good fight. Fight really strong.
Not only is Fereydun super sparkly, but he actually has colored makeups on.
Aww.
Wow.
Fereydun, you look fantastic.
PIC's eyes are so big. PIC's eyes are so big, and he's looking up at you like you're the most beautiful thing he's ever seen in his life.
Aww.
Fereydun is just all smiles. I have missed this. I do enjoy my adventuring time, but I definitely have missed this. But I must prepare. I will see you inside. And he jangles off into the tent.
Good luck, Fereydun.
We're rooting for you. Good luck.
Don't forget to bet monies.
Ooh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Alright, where are we sitting, gang?
Wherever Zuko is not.
Yeah.
Or we can, but we set Pepper directly in between us.
How about here?
I'm not a sit us. This is odd.
Form a circle around Pepper.
Oh wait, where's Dapperling? Oh, I don't know where he went. It's fine.
It's because I'm short. Wah. Wah.
You see Zuko and Dapperling sitting across from you.
Dapperling.
It's mostly crowded in here. I didn't take the liberty of adding like 72 NPC tokens because that's, not my style. Fereydun, your father has rushed around and has come through the large opening at the other side of the tent and has his hands up as he enters. Thank you all for being here today. Without further ado, we'll do introductions after, and for now, for your entertainment. And then he bows out backwards.
I'd like to bet 15 gold on Fereydun.
Okie dokie.
I'll do 15 as well. And while he's like Fereydun's getting announced, I'm gonna just like press to digitation some like sparks and like wind to like make his cape flow and just make his interest extra special.
Great. Because as Fereydun draws his scimitar, he's going to cast Divine Favor, which causes the scimitar to just sparkle unearthly.
Ooh.
Morgana bows to you. She doesn't say anything, Fereydun. And she begins to change shape. And at the end of her transformation, an owlbear is in front of you.
Formidable.
All right, Fereydun, if you want to roll your initiative.
I do. We are 3.
All right, owlbear goes first. Morgana approaches you, but in like a really like seductive sway of the hips, showy. She gets right up in your face as an owlbear.
Seductive.
So anything for the show.
Morgana attempts to attack you with her beak. With a 16 to hit, which does not. She
Fereydun
gets
very gracefully spins out of the way. Laughing, of course.
And as you laugh, a second hit comes from one of her claws. The 25 to hit.
Yeah, that'll get me.
Slashing you for 10 slash damage. Then it's your turn.
He takes the claw hit, spins around, does a little fanciful kick jump, and goes to attack with his scimitar. For 22.
Alrighty, that does it.
Okay. And we will have For 10 damage, 4 of that being radiant.
Alright.
So when the scimitar hits you, it's sparks. It's kind of like when you hit molten metal, and it's just sparks and glitter everywhere. And he's still laughing.
She seems intent on continuing with her same
And he's also gonna,
methodologies.
like, spin around.
She decides to follow suit and circles around you like a predator stalking its prey.
Dance.
Like a dance. So 24 to hit.
That will hit.
For 10 damage.
Jesus Christ.
She smiles at you as though trying to show that she's laughing, and raises a claw to attack, and then starts filing her claw with her other claw, and as if waiting for you.
Let's see.
Your turn.
He is definitely going to laugh again, because this is funny. He is going to once again flourish his scimitar and strike. $21 to hit.
And roll your damage.
For 9 damage, 2 of it radiant. And yeah, that's a whole action. I won't do that. He'll dance around her again. Jingly jangly bells. And flourishy coat.
She follows suit again, dancing around you in her form. And as she circles around, instead of going with a beak attack, she stands on her hind legs and leans forward with both arms open, with a 19 to grapple you.
Oh. Well, that meets.
Well, it means she's not going to be able to do it, because it's 19 means you saved, if that's your DC.
Yes.
She is pushed away by your size of your armor and the size of your person, and kind of bounces back and loses her balance. That's her turn. She's still upright on her back.
Once again, Fereydun is going to dance around and strike with a scimitar. Ooh, nat 20. Nice.
Beautiful.
Let's add that good old crit damage. And on this one, he will also... Where is it? Hi, Wendy. Where is it? Divine Smite. That's what it is. We'll also do Divine Smite. And we'll eat up a spell slot for 2 extra d8. Cat,
Alright.
you are going to need to move, sir. Your butt is in my dice rolling zone. Thank you, buddy. And this one is just loud sounds, fireworks. Let's see. 6, 10.
Lots of ooh, ah, the audience as you do this.
For 22 damage.
Damn.
She howls in pain.
4 of that being radiant.
Howls in pain. And looks rather displeased. She means business. Since she's still on her hind quarters, she swipes at you with both of her claws.
Oh, please miss.
And the first claw misses as you duck under, and the second
Second what?
claw connects with your stomach
Ah.
for 13 damage.
Oh,
Right in
Fereydun's
your
down.
stomach.
Wait, Fereydun's down?
So he did a
Oh, shit.
backflip to dodge the other one, caught the second claw, and he spins to the ground and does not get up.
So I have a question, Zach.
What's up?
How tall is this wall?
The wall, it's just like if you go to like the Fargo downtown place, and there's that like 4-foot wall around events. It's like that one.
Oh, okay. Cool. So, can Pig hop the wall?
I mean, you can certainly try. After you go down, Fereydun, immediately upon seeing your body unconscious on the ground, the owlbear begins to change shape back. Yes, you can hop over the wall.
Sword drawn. Sword drawn. Running at the big lady.
Oh, little one, what are you doing in here? As she says this to you, Pick, she kneels down and puts a hand on Fereydun and casts Cure Wounds.
Oh, good. Because
It's to a stop.
That's
Still has long sword at the
16.
ready.
Fereydun, you just restored.
Yay.
What is it, little one? Have you come to
Whoops. Wrong one.
praise my victory?
No, I want to fight you.
Oh, I'm sorry, little one. We've got other shows tonight, but I would be happy to fight you after.
Fereydun
Looks at Fereydun.
gets up,
He's holding his sword really tightly.
dusts off, and he will grab Pig's shoulder, give it a little comforting squeeze. It is all right, Pig. This is part of the game.
Sheath the weapon.
He's just mad because he lost the money he bet on you.
That has nothing to do with it.
So I'm assuming that the stands are actually full of people.
Yes, they're full of people, and people are just watching what's happening.
Yeah. So Fereydun is actually going to grab Peck, haul him up over a shoulder, like onto his shoulder, so that he is tall. And he's going to address the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, the bravest friend I have, Pick, who rushed into the center of the ring to save me. Yay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yay.
I'm throwing sparks and sparkles around Pick so he looks fancy.
So Pick is having a moment surrounded by all of these people with all of their eyes on him. Because this was not his intention for rushing in. He was rushing in because he was legitimately concerned about Fereydun. And he's very overwhelmed by this moment. This is the most attention he's ever. It is not magical to Pick. What should be a moment of like, yes, wonderful. He's starting to freak out. So he is quickly jumping from Fereydun's shoulder to go hide.
And up next, folks, the wonderful Trapeze Sisters.
Fereydun will bow to the crowd, but then go chase after Pick. Like, he'll nonchalantly get out of the ring, but as soon as he's out, he's gonna go run after Pick.
Great.
There's now just people doing tricks on the trapeze, flipping from side to side. There are elevated platforms that are about 20 feet up, and there's a couple women doing some tricks and making the crowd gasp as they do. Lots of bowing, lots of applause. Upon the completion of their act, can everybody roll perception?
Oh no.
Perception.
Disgrace.
21.
24.
12.
It would make sense, though. Fereydun's back is to the ring, and he's chasing after Pick.
30, 20.
15.
Marina, Basil, Arwyn. The three of you notice that above kind of in the back, where Fereydun's father came out of, there is a bunch of smoke billowing out. But it doesn't seem like fire smoke. It's more of like a magical smoke.
What in the world?
What's going on?
There's smoke
is-
coming from the back.
I'm gonna. Are Fereydun and Pick still in the stadium?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of look as Fereydun's like chasing him out and just message him, Fereydun, something's going on.
Oh no.
Go ahead.
Did Fereydun catch up to Pick?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you have really long luckies, and I only moved 25 around.
Yeah, this is true. Fereydun is very torn, cause like he should go take care of that, but also Pick is distressed.
This is not good.
Pick, you have to get out of the tent. Something is wrong.
What about everybody else?
I will help get them out. But you need a moment. Collect yourself. Do what you need to do.
As this tent continues filling with smoke, and it's super dense, very thick, and you're not able to see beyond it, you all hear nothing, silent, because as the smoke creeps past people, their voices are hushed out, and the only thing you hear from a distance is a slow clap.
Are we gonna get fucking Ziggy Stardust doing a presentation Mega Mind joke?
The smoke, as suddenly as it appeared, disappears from the tent entirely. I said disappears entirely. Come on, game. Why are you not working with me here?
There's nobody up in there, though. There's nobody.
All of the people who were in the northernmost stand have vanished.
Zuko, no!
Oh no. Poor Zuko,
sad.
Zuko. Whatever shall we do? Oh,
Never will we.
oh no.
This is okay.
For the worst.
Betrothed! He's gone!
Standing where your father once stood, but is no longer standing, is a large figure.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
Oh my.
Oh,
What
hey.
the fuck is that?
Hello?
Hey, Daddy! Zaddy! Zaddy!
Casey.
Is that my zaddy?
Hello!
He's standing there with his slow clap. Bravo! What a wonderful show you've all put on for us tonight. It's a shame you won't be going home.
Oh fuck.
I've prepared a show for my own entertainment, of course, as well. See up here, and then right over here, a spotlight. Does it show? Over here, a spotlight appears. Over one of the high trapeze. I am my guest of honor tonight. Everyone should know, Father Priest. Father Priest, if you'd be so kind, show us your acrobatic skills. Father Priest, in a trance, as if being controlled against his will, mounts a trapeze. As he's flying across the open air, he releases and does a series of flips in the air and falls to the earth with a bone-crunching snap.
Oh God.
Oh.
Hold on. Wait,
As
maybe.
do we have time to do anything?
Can Pepper run?
Yeah, you can definitely do something now.
Can Pepper run and try to spare the dying on him?
You can go and do a medicine check to see if he's alive, yeah.
I was talking about before he falls, like as this is happening.
No, this is like just super one thing. This is like 8 seconds.
Damn.
And
Okay.
nat 20 on that. Nat 20 on the medicine check.
He's dead. You could try to spare the dying, but would not do much because he's past that point.
Sleep.
Oh.
He's in the permanent. Oh, don't worry though, my pet. Don't worry, my pets, at all. It's just a good snack. Little tasty morsel, if you will. He waves his hand and his left hand, and a big billow of smoke appears and disappears, bringing one of his companions in from wherever he's been. Ah, there you go, my beautiful. Have yourself a snack. This scary-looking dog monster approaches Father Priest and begins to eat him.
Oh.
I'm so happy to meet all of you. My mistress has told me the best.
And who are you?
My name is Invilius. Invilius the Savant, of course, but Invilius just is totally fine for my friends, which after I intend to be friends with all of you.
Who's your mistress?
Oh, she's a beautiful, beautiful woman. She goes by the name of Coffee. You see, I'm her 5th lieutenant.
Fucking lich.
5th lieutenant? Oh. Okay.
So you're not good enough to be 1 through 4?
Not yet, but when I dispose of the lot of you, it shall help me raise the rank pretty quickly.
Fat chance.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So are you saying you'd like to dance?
Nice. She's like, okay. Cool.
I don't dance.
He walks very slowly towards the group of
Fereydun
you.
is going to stand in front of everybody. Shield
Pepper
out.
draws her rifle.
He reaches into his cloak that he's got on his arm and says, "Prepare yourself. Roll initiative."
Okay. Initiative. Ooh.
19.
17.
8.
18.
15.
What was that, Fereydun?
15. 1-5.
15.
I type.
Oh,
All
wait.
right, Pepper, you get to
Yeah.
go first.
Okay. Yeah, this works. Dapperling has a turn too. Let me look at his stat sheet.
He just goes right after you.
No, I know, but he can attack technically. Dapper is going to how? Can I roll a perception on Fereydun real fast?
Sure.
See if he needs any more healing.
Oh god, yes.
13, 14, 15. 15 is my perception roll.
From your distance, you can perceive that he has quite a few cuts and bruises forming on him that are still bleeding a little bit even.
Okay, I am going to put in my healing magazine and aim and shoot at Fereydun.
All right, and roll your healing.
Nothing like getting shot in the back.
Pepper, what are you doing?
Don't worry, it's for his own good.
Basil looks shook.
And I rolled the 1d8. No, 1d6. I'm sorry. I suck
No
at
worries.
6!
Plus 4.
8, 9, 10. 10 healing, Fereydun.
Cool.
Dunk.
That was your movement and your action, and then you can now command your Dapperling.
Dapperling is going to go ahead and let's go ahead and have Dapperling move forward. I don't think I want Dapperling to bite it.
Yeah, probably not, but that's up to you entirely, naturally.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna have Dapperling move forward.
Okay.
In case anybody in the front line needs healing. So I am done.
Basil, you're up next.
Okay. Basil is going to look at Fereydun and say, I think we need a little extra oomph with this, and I'm going to cast Enlarge on Fereydun.
What does that do?
So Fereydun doubles in size in every dimension. He now does an extra 1d4 of damage with his attacks.
Nice.
Fereydun is very surprised.
Just roll with it. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to just sing a little song and give Fereydun a bardic inspiration.
That's still a d6?
Ooh, hold on. I believe
so.
so.
To a d8 now.
We haven't leveled up, so I'm pretty sure it's whatever it was. Yeah, d6.
Okay. Hold on to that.
All right. Invilius pulls his hand out from under his cloak. And where once was a hand are now razor sharp 7-inch claws. He steps forward to greet his enemy. Pick. He's coming for you.
Is it because I insulted his dumb face?
What do you think?
Yes. 25 to hit.
Wow. That totally hits. Is he trying to like step on me?
Oh boy. He's doing so he's doing 10 slashing damage with his claws, and the after effect of the claws is they do an additional 9 necrotic damage.
Fereydun's gonna
A
intercept.
total of 19.
Fereydun's gonna intercept for 9 damage.
Alright, so 10 damage.
Okay. She says, blah, 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 blah. I'd like to use my Cloud Rune. If I can. It says you can use your reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to choose a different creature other than the attacker within 30 feet of you to become the target of the attack instead. So I'm going to make him attack his dog.
Wait, didn't that say other than you?
Wait.
When you or a creature or you can see within 30 feet of you is hit by an attack roll.
Oh.
When you. I also count.
Would we want to say that the cloud thing happens first then?
Yeah, well, let's just do it this way. Since we've already rolled the damage, we've already intercepted it, and that was the action.
Okay.
You can do that on his. You can do that on his next attack because he was about to strike you with his claws the second time. So.
Okay, let me get this 10 then.
Oh.
It's which is the features it's under?
It is my bonus action. No, sorry. It is a reaction under Cloud Rune.
Oh, so you totally. If he's
I
got
only
two
get to use
attacks,
it once.
if he's got 2 attacks, you'd totally be able to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. And then he'll
He'd have
go
to
to
hit me the
attack
second
you.
time, though.
Mm-hmm.
See if he hits you the second time. That is a 12.
It does not hit.
So it does not hit, so you can save that for your next turn. Marina, you're up.
Whoop.
Good question. With the spell blur, can I cast it on somebody else, or is it just strictly me?
What's your question?
It's yourself only.
Okay, cool. Okay. Hold on. I gotta double check how much. 120 feet. So. I just gotta do some math. Okay. We're just gonna move here, and I'm gonna do Eldritch Blast.
Alrighty.
23.
Alright. Roll your damage.
5 plus the cold damage. Double check, make sure. So 2 extra cold damage, so 7 in total.
Okie dokie. Fereydun.
It is Fereydun's turn. He's going to heft his now super hefty scimitar and attack this man. 22 to hit.
Roll your damage.
And he's also going to use his last spell slot for Divine Smite. And I'm gonna save.
Does the amulet you have add the +1 to your spell attacks? Is that just a hit, Zach?
I thought it was for saving throws specifically. I can look
think
it
your
up
thing
again.
said spell attack. Hold on.
I do not know.
It was under game text. I just looked at it. +1 bonus to spell attack rolls. Oh, so it's just to hit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let us math. For 13 damage.
Did you add your D4?
I did.
Even Vilius seems less than pleased to be attacked in such a manner. Pick, you're up.
Pick is going to use Giant's Might, so I become large. Woo.
Woohoo!
Which lasts for a minute. Yay! I'm a big kid.
I'm a big kid now.
So I have advantage on strength and strength saving throws. And I would like to use my longsword two-handed to attack the dude.
All right.
Sidestep here, though. Kathunka.
I forgot to add my +2 for dueling. Whoopsies. No, I didn't. No, I added it. Never mind.
So that's a 12 plus get out of my way thingy. I gotta look at this thing. Once on each of your turns, one of your attacks with a weapon can deal an extra 1d6. Nice. So 12 plus
No, like,
2.
did you already roll
14.
the hit?
Oh. Look at me, I'm a dummy. I did not hit 7.
Oh. No
I
worries.
was too excited. Damn
Arwyn.
you.
Yes.
You're up.
All right. Well, this guy doesn't know who this guy is that these people are fighting, so he doesn't really know the whole history. So he's going to call out, "Why don't we strike a deal? I'm sure my master would be more than welcome to to talk to your commander about."
Basil shivers.
He says
In
that, and
general.
everybody at the
No!
party turns towards him.
Arwyn, no!
Fucking serious.
We don't know him. He
He does like a Mr. Burns fingers and says, "I'll save you for later." But it doesn't give you any other answer. Is that all you want to do for your turn?
Yeah, he's going to step back and calculate. Should I help? Should I not? So he's going to like.
All
step
right.
back
It's
and
Woof
assess the
Woof.
situation.
It is Woof Woof's turn. Woof Woof runs and runs. Oh, look, it's going to attack somebody.
Did he run by Fereydun?
He ran quite around. But it's okay. He only rolled a 10 to hit Basil from the rear.
Bad puppy.
So he did a wide berth.
He did a wide berth. He's an intelligent little bugger. All right. And then we're back top of the round, Pepper.
Okay. So I don't really move a lot during fights, but apparently Pepper is gonna move. I'm gonna take one step forward, or however feet forward, apparently.
5 feet, yes.
And I'm going because I think I'm in a safe range. If I'm not in a safe range, please let me know. And I am allowed one of these without a spell slot use. I am going to throw Tasha's Caustic Brew onto the no-face bastard his name I can't remember.
So Tasha's Caustic Brew is cast on self, and the range is 30 feet. So a stream of acid emanates from you in a line 30 feet long and 5 feet wide. So yes, it will not affect either of your allies.
So, because if I had stayed back, it would have hit the other two. But taking the step forward doesn't hit them.
I have to do a dexterity save. My save is a 21.
Okay, I rolled 2d4s.
No, honey.
No?
So it's a hit DC. So its DC means I save. So but you did cast as a free, which casts at a first level.
Does it take half, or does it just?
I'm looking.
Does that count as an ability check for him?
It says
yes.
Okay, so when she does
it's
this,
a save, but yes.
Okay, So as Basil's reaction, he's going to look at this guy and say, "You know, your mistress? Everybody calls her the Tavern because she's always so full of adventures," and cast cutting words at him.
Okay, fine. What's it
So,
do?
I roll a d6. Oh, where's my d? Oh, it's the square one. Duh. I'll remove a d6 from his ability from his check,
Okay.
and that is a 5.
But
That is a-okay, because he still has
16.
a 16 with that, and the dex save is 12, but it was a good effort.
Damn, I tried.
And no, it doesn't do half damage or anything, it just does nothing.
But I have a question because it says here, according to what I'm reading, because I could be misinterpreting, is that it will cover in acid for the duration of the spell or until it scrapes or washes the acid off. And
Yes, that's correct. And then it says, a creature covered takes additional, takes acid damage at the start of each of his turns. The point of the dex, though, is that when you threw it, he made the save. So he, like, literally stepped out of the way. So now it's just on the ground.
Okay.
So it's not on him.
I understand.
But it's on the ground.
Okay.
Yes.
I misunderstood. Sorry. Okay.
No worries.
So then that was my action. I can do.
And you moved at the start of it, so that was it. So then you have your homunculus.
Yeah. So, and I actually found the right sheet because the other one's a little funny.
Mhm.
I'm going to have him do a force strike, which is a ranged attack on him. So it is your spell attack.
Can you just show me where you're pulling that from? Because under homunculus,
Sent to you.
Discord.
Yes, in independent knowledge, because technically he's not a homunculus; he's a homunculus servant.
Got it. Yes. All right, that's perfect. Yep, you can do that with 30 feet. It's a ranged weapon, so you roll to
Yep.
hit like a like a d20.
Yeah. 1d20 is then a 19.
All right, and then you get to hit with 1d4 damage.
Okay. This is my d4. And I hit a 4 plus.
And then you got to add your proficiency bonus on your character, Pepper.
Oh, plus 3 then.
Your proficiency bonus is right by your walking. It's +2.
Okay. Yes. So 4, 5, 6.
Alrighty.
He threw a stick.
Basil, you're up.
Okay, so there's a very scary dog in front of me. How high up is the trapeze thing?
20 feet.
Okay. I don't think I'm close enough to make it with Misty Step since I'm not like right under it. Oh. Okay. I'm just gonna whack this wolf with my lyre.
Okay. Sounds good.
Oh, I hit it on there instead of. Can we not count that because I didn't intend to click that button?
No worries.
Oh, that wasn't much better. 14.
That will not hit. It growls and dodges out of your way.
I don't got this.
Anything else?
No, I'm okay for now.
And Vilius cackles and laughs. It is his turn once again. In his cackling and laughter, he takes his mouth opens very wide. Pick. It opens almost as wide as your mouth can open, in fact.
What?
The big bad guy in front of you, his mouth is
Yeah.
open very wide.
Mm-hmm.
Going
Okay. And
crap, sorry. I'm bad at drawing lines. Why doesn't it let me delete both of them? Silly. Let's see. If we've got... I'm sorry, guys. Hang on. Still figuring out how this works. We're going to attack in this direction, because that's where we can do the most damage. We are exhaling a sickly purple miasma, and everything in front of me needs to make a charisma saving throw. That's Fereydun, Basil, and his own pet.
15?
25.
Yeah, no, I feel good about the 15. Wait. I'm going to add the Bardic Inspiration. 18.
All right. So you did succeed, so you only take half damage.
Tell
So you
me,
take half of 35, so you take
would the
17 damage.
would the 15 had made it?
Yes, it would have.
Ah, dang.
But you take half of 35. You only take
Fereydun is not
17
looking
damage
great.
I take half of 35 too.
as well. Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
And so does Woofy Woof.
Basil is a soft
But
boy.
you all made your saves though, which means that you didn't have other things to contend with, which is always good news. Marina.
Yeah, like
You're
being
up.
dead.
And gonna fire another Eldritch Blast.
All right.
No, ours is going to be shit.
Oh.
That is no bueno.
No bueno.
Fereydun, you're up.
Push him in the ass at Fereydun.
Yeah, Fereydun's got to attack. Oh, good. Whew. Okay, 19?
Yeah, damage.
Oh, that is not great. 8?
All right. That makes us go to pick.
so, what I would like to do is 5. Ta-da! Ta-da! I would like to try to hit again with the longsword two-handed.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 23 to hit.
Okay. Go on.
So I rolled a 19. So 3 plus the d6 is 3, so it's 6 damage. And then I would also like to use action search to take an additional action on my turn.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to try to attack again.
All right.
I do not trust this freaking roller. Oh my god. I rolled an 8.
Yeah, that's no good.
Does
Good
Pick
try,
get
though.
advantage for flanking?
He does.
Technically, yes.
So
17.
17 does not hit.
Feels better than an 8, though.
Does.
Does it
Arwyn.
though?
He's still watching, you know. He
Scream
tries
at him.
once again. He tries once again to try and persuade the big guy to stop fighting for a second. He's like, "Are you sure you don't want to take up my offer? I mean, my master would have plenty of soldiers to aid your commander, and in exchange for, oh, I don't know, a little something, knowledge, perhaps."
Can Pepper shout at him?
You have 7 words out of turn.
Motherfucker, help us fight!
Those are good words. In response, he doesn't even give you a response. He just kind of waves his hand at you dismissively.
That didn't work. All right, you know what? Burn, motherfucker, because I will cast Hellish Rebuke.
All right. That's fine.
Dexterity save of 13.
I was just looking it up.
Yep.
That would be a 4.
So 3d10. Yes.
You're casting a 2nd level or higher? Yep.
Yep. Oh god. 9. 7, so 20 altogether.
All right. It is Woof Woof's turn. Knowing that he has tried to bite you, but you're just so small and agile, he's lost interest in trying to fight you, so he's going to leave your area, Basil, if you remember what that means.
I was about to say, yeah.
So you're able to take an opportunity attack, which is a basic weapon attack.
Let me whack him with my instrument. 19?
Right. That sure hits. Roll your damage.
Oh god, I've never attacked before. Hold on.
Feel the power.
Unlimited power. Okay, it is a D4.
1d6 plus 2.
6 damage.
Beautiful. It kind of whines as it runs past you. Towards Arwyn. Sorry, Arwyn. It's stopping right here, right before it gets to you. And it opens its maw, nice and big, and breathes fire at you.
Oh.
That's a dex save.
Oh. Ooh, that was a dexterity check.
Yep. You take 21 fire damage.
Yeah, that was a 7.
Yes.
21. Great.
Warlock
Pepper, you're up.
All right, perception to see who is most about to die.
Arwyn is most about to die while looking around.
Oh no, Pepper will kill him herself.
I'm at 4 health.
Are you really?
Yeah.
As you perceive her bound, you notice that Fereydun is leaning against his weapon and kind of staggering. Basil looks like he's between tears and renunciation of being alive altogether, and Arwyn's bleeding very, very roughly from a bunch of blisters that are hussing from fire damage. That's what you see around you.
Fuck, and I only have technically 2 movements to heal.
You have, correct, yeah.
Okay. All right. Just give me 5-second brain think. Because my original plan is now out the window because I had a plan. Servant, what can you do? It's a spell you can cast, range to touch. So technically, using the servant, I could cast another spell, could I not? using
No,
channel?
because it's so
No?
if you're using, let's say you want to use healing touch.
Yeah.
You say, I'm going to use healing touch. Your homunculus intercepts the spell and uses it for you. You've still used that one spell, and your homunculus delivered it. Like, let's say if Marina or picked, but that's already you using that spell, so it's one of your two things.
Okay. And who has the lowest hit points? Arwyn and
Me.
Well, I can't specifically tell you, and neither should they, what their hit points are. I'm saying that in order, Arwyn appears the most damaged, then Basil, then Fereydun. But as to how much actual life they have, that's really not,
okay.
part of the discussion.
But Arwyn's the worst off. Fuck me. Fine.
What you gonna do, mommy?
Mommy doesn't want to heal Arwyn because he has not helped, but she's going to. She doesn't have a choice, but she's gonna shoot him because it makes her feel better. So she is going to go ahead and oh god, I forgot which dice I have to throw. It's a d6. So she is going to point her rifle at Arwyn and with immense joy. Hold still, motherfucker. And that is a beautiful 6 plus 4.
So 10 healing.
Okay, so Arwyn's got 10 healing. I have a bonus action of healing word. So I'm going to go ahead and cast healing word at Basil. I'm sorry, Fereydun.
No, I'm
fine.
I'm okay. I can hide. Fereydun does
die.
more. No, I can hide. Fereydun does more. Heal him for the love of God.
Are you sure? Can I change who I'm healing?
Not technically, because you don't get to have a conversation. It's just you're healing Basil.
So I'm healing Basil. It's roll to 4 plus 4, 8.
Your spellcasting modifier, yep.
Yep. So I used a spell slot, and it is now my homunculus's turn. I am going to do a force strike at the dog.
All right.
And
that's within range.
Yes, and I forgot it's a 1d4. Let's roll that 1d4 again.
It's roll to hit first.
Oh, roll to hit. Oh, my bad.
Yes, because it's a force damage.
I hit a 9. Plus
You're 2 for your proficiency. So that's 11. So that will not hit the hellhound.
Okay. Sorry, Arwyn.
Basil, you're up next.
Okay. So. Oh, brain moment. Basil is going to run over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's just gonna be kind of chilling over here for a minute. And then he is going to cast Hold Person on this devil guy.
What level are you casting it at?
It's a 2nd level.
Okay.
Oh, that's bad.
The
Wait,
target
no.
must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, be paralyzed by duration, and reach those turns. Okay.
It doesn't have the right save on there, though. It should be 14. A wisdom save of 14. It's attached to my lyre, so it is confused on D&D Beyond.
Ah, I see. So 10.
Praise the Lord. Okay, so it is paralyzed for the duration, up to 1 minute. It can make another wisdom saving throw at the end of its turn. So yeah. And then.
Oh, well, it is
I'm
its
done.
turn next. And it is unable to move because it's paralyzed.
Good.
But it does get to try to break free, which it shall do.
Oh no.
That would be a 1. Marina, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna hit it with Eldritch Blast again.
Alright, roll the hit. Oh boy. These
Yeah.
dice.
I got a 5. I don't think that
Do you want to
hits.
move or anything, or? You don't have to, I'm just asking. It's
No.
you don't have to. Alright, Fereydun, you're up again.
Oh, definitely going to attack. My D4! It fell on the floor! It's a caltrop now!
Oh no.
Old man noises. Okay. So, rolling with advantage. 22 to hit
Beautiful. Roll your damage.
for 10 damage.
Beautifuler.
How's this guy looking?
I was just gonna ask.
He's still alive, but he's definitely showing the signs of combat. Pick, you're up.
Talking about pick.
So if I do a quick perception, will that take one of my turns?
You can use perception as a move, yes.
Yeah, okay. Wow, an 8. What do I see with my big old shitty eyes?
This big monster in front of you is looking worse for the wear, but is angry and trying to kill you.
You know what? You know what? Let's go for it. It's not going to end well, but hey, I'm feeling ballsy or stupid or something. Pick's going to try to grab the dude and
well, he's
bite into his
paralyzed,
shoulder neck.
so you roll
Oh.
with advantage.
Oh, fantastic. I want to bite him.
Okay.
You know, like I did with that corpse dragon, because that went so
Yeah.
well for me.
It sure did.
You're wrong.
Okay, where is my bite attack? Where is it on this dang sheet? Why can I never
Features and
find
traits,
it?
right?
Oh, probably. I don't know why it's not on actions. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Fighting, second win, action surge, utterance, stone room, giant's might. Okay, bite. Your maw is a natural weapon. Okay, here it goes. If you hit with it, it deals piercing damage equal to 1d4 plus your strength. So what do I add to the hit? Just strength?
Yeah.
And a 15.
Well, yep. Did you roll 2 times with your advantage?
Oh, no, sorry. 16.
That does not connect. Anything else you wish to do? Can do? Anything else?
No,
Okay.
no, I think I'm fine.
Arwyn,
Fine.
you're up.
Yes, I'm going to move a little bit away from the doggy.
Please tell me you attack.
Yes, I am going to attack.
God.
Let's see. Which one do I want to do? Let's see. You know, Hellish Rebuke worked last time, so I'm gonna do that again at the doggy.
Right. Hang on 1 second. Just gotta look something up. All right. The attack Hellish Rebuke requires a what kind of save? One more time. Dex save?
Yeah, dex save of 13.
All right, that was a 6.
Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. So 18.
All right. As you attack your massive flame ball of hellish flames, the dog scratches its ear and takes no damage.
What? Oh yeah, it's a hell dog, of course. Wow.
It looks at you and like doesn't seem that perturbed that you exist because you just warmed it and reminded of it at home. So it attacks the next closest thing to it.
Pepper.
Oh no.
With a 19 to hit.
That hits.
It doesn't hit.
It does hit.
I'm using my thing. It doesn't hit.
What's the range on that?
1 second. It's 30 feet.
Okay. What does it hit instead?
Hold on. I would assume the big boy, if I can make it do that. Hold on. 1 second. Where is everything on my sheet? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I honestly haven't been able to track down that specific ability you're referring to on your sheet.
Cloud rune?
Cloud rune.
Yeah,
Once per short rest, when you
under.
a creature
Oh,
you
yeah.
see within 30 feet of hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to shoot a different creature other than the attacker within 30 feet of you to become the target instead of using the same roll.
Yeah, so I would choose that it would move to attack its friendo.
Okay. Well, that's who will be receiving the damage then instead.
Yay!
Yay!
Which is 8 piercing plus 10 fire for a total of 18 damage.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
I did
Pepper,
something!
you're up.
Whoa. Okay. Who's dying? Do I roll perception to see who's bad?
No, you're a healer. You can just look around with your eye holes in the middle of combat. It looks like the enemy nearest to you, the super large enemy appears to be very dying, based on a medicine check looking around battle. It appears Fereydun is still injured, Arwyn is still injured, and that's what you can perceive just looking around the battlefield.
I'm going to go ahead and Basil's out of the way. Arwyn's over there. Fereydun. I'm gonna shoot Fereydun with a healing bullet.
Mm-hmm.
And I roll a D6. I'm dumb. And another 6. Yes, thank you, Lord bless. Oh my god, I get nervous. A 6, 10 for you, Fereydun. And then I think that's it because my reactions are just the heal. Well, to weapon fighting. Am I able to switch magazines or I can't do that?
No, that's not part of that.
Okay, then I'm done. For my turn, Dapperling is going to go ahead and throw his stick at the big guy.
Okay. Roll the hit.
And that is not going to hit. That is a 9. Plus...
That will not hit.
Yeah. Okay. Stick misses.
All right. Basil.
Me. Okay. I am going to hold up my hand where Pick drew my lovely tattoo, and I'm going to use my ice knife for the day.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Oh, that is 21.
To hit.
Yes. And then so it takes 1d10. Oh god, where is my d10? What does that one look like? Oh, that's a d12.
What a move.
I think it's
Your
this
D10
one.
is a percentile.
Oh, no. Oh, it's this one. Okay, sorry. Shapes and colors.
Colors that
Uh,
I've never seen.
That is an 8 piercing damage. And then he makes a dexterity saving throw, but he's paralyzed.
He's actually dead. Actually.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, nice!
Hey,
Yay!
You just gotta deal with the dog.
Basil.
Yay!
I did the thing.
Yay!
Yay!
Marina, you're up.
All right, I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm gonna try to Eldritch Blast the dog.
All right, roll to hit.
20.
All right. Roll your damage.
2 plus the extra 2 cold damage, so 4 in total.
Beautiful. Fereydun. Fereydun?
Sorry, I forgot my headset was muted. How long does the enlarge last?
1 minute, I believe. 10 rounds.
Okay. So Fereydun's gonna turn around after seeing the big bad fall, and he's going to swing down with the scimitar on the pupper.
All right.
Pupper's a misnomer. He's not a pupper. He's a bad dog. Where's
But
my
what if I want
D4?
to adopt it?
No.
Adopt
Where
the
is my
pupper.
D4? I'll have to track that down later. That is a-okay.
What's your roll to?
11.
That does not connect.
Didn't think so. Which really sucks because that would have been max damage. Yum.
PIC, you're up.
So the dog is still up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Shit. Well, Pepper's in the way, so that won't do.
Sorry.
Stop saying sorry. It's not necessary. I can always move. Bonus action. Ba ba ba. I would like to use my stone rune. When a creature you can see ends its turn within 30 feet of you, you can use reaction to force the creature to make a wisdom saving throw. DC 11.
Okay.
Does it
When it
save?
ends its turn. Correct.
It says, when it ends its turn within 30 feet of me, I can use my reaction to force the creature to make the saving throw.
Yeah, but it didn't go. It's not its turn. That's a reaction.
I can't use a reaction as an action.
No, because it would have to have made some sort of action itself that you're reacting to.
All right. Gonna smash it.
All right.
I'm not gonna smash it. Not one.
I'm sorry. And you don't have a second attack still? Is that a once a day thing?
No, I don't get a second attack yet.
Oh, action surge, I meant. That is once a
Once
day.
per
Okay.
short rest.
Gotcha. Thank you. Arwyn.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do Eldritch.
Alrighty. Roll to hit.
14.
Nope, that is not hit.
Zach, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Would my concentration on enlarge end when I use the tattoo, or is it because the tattoo isn't actually using my spell slot, it's fine?
It's fine. I
Okay.
thought about that already. It's good.
Okay, but if I cast an actual thing, it ends, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Was that all for you, Arwyn?
Yeah.
Alright. Back to the bow wow. It likes what it's doing. It's gonna bite Pepper. It's not gonna bite Pepper. It's a 14 to hit. Does that hit Pepper?
Hold on, I'm double checking, and I don't know where my character sheet went. I found it. There we go. And it's one
You have
over.
a... Yeah, yep. Okay, then it does hit, actually.
I'm going to use my reaction to do another cutting words and say, "You're a bad, bad dog," and take a d6 off that.
I love
Alright, well, it
that.
was 17 damage total, so that does 11 damage.
Okay.
My cutting words is on his attack roll.
On his attack roll or his damage?
It's his attack roll.
Oh, and so, okay, I got you. Thank you. So it does no damage. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I
you take off.
misunderstood.
No, you're good. You take off 5 from whatever he rolled. Because I rolled a 5.
I understand. It's on roll to hit, not damage. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, I take no damage?
So you take no damage, and it's your turn, Pepper.
I'm putting the bullet magazine in. Because I am Anky Baby. Roll to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, nat 20.
Alright, roll the damage.
One, the 8 is over here. Is my 8? No, this is not my 8. That's a percentile. This is my 8. I really need to get a chart. I hit 5 plus 1, 6.
So 12 total. Beautiful. Alright. That makes us go. Basil, it's your turn again.
Okay. He is going to move down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, that's in range. I'm going to end the concentration on enlarge, so Fereydun goes back to normal, and I'm going to cast a second level dissonant whispers on this bad doggy. So he makes a wisdom saving throw.
That would be an... So roll your damage.
You cut out. Oh, okay. That is because I cast it at 2nd level. That is 4d6. Lovely.
Nice.
Hold on. I need more dice. Give me one, like half a second. Oh my god, I've never used more like my other dice sets before. This is so exciting. Ah. Ah, curse you, tiny jars. Okay. That is 7. And that is 5. That is 12 damage. And then it failed. So now the puppy is scared and it moves as far away as its speed allows from me.
I assure you it's not scared. It died. And in
Wonderful.
doing so, it howls a painful howl, and then flames appear around it, and then it disappears.
That was a bad, bad puppy.
All right, so we are now out of initiative.
Yay.
Invilius is lying on the ground, throes of death, whispering and muttering under his breath. This won't be the last time. I will avenge my sister. Blah blah blah. I will avenge my sister, and my older sister will take vengeance on my defeat. And he's like just cursing you all and calling you names as he's bleeding out and his death throes over there.
Just die.
Just fucking
Great,
die.
Patty.
Oh my god.
He is making
Zach.
death. What?
PIC is going to start hacking into his body to dismember him.
Okay, well, that's all I needed to hear. So, as you do so, he stops and his words get quieter until he's silent, and his body turns to ash and just kind of blows away across the ground. Hey everybody, congratulations, you killed the 5th lieutenant of the Lich King, and you all leveled up.
Yay!
Oh, cool. Yay.
Yay!
So before we continue tonight, we're going to take a break at this juncture so that you can level up.
Great.
Oh Lord, and I'm going to take Healing Word as one of my spells so that we have more than one person who can do healing.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. We just almost got fucked.
Oh no, I would like it to be known as soon as we're done doing this, Pepper's gonna go have words with Arwyn.
So is Marina.
Oh,
Marina is
get in line, Marina.
Marina is smacking him across the face.
Basil estimated that he killed things.
Yeah, Basil got the finishing blow on both enemies. That was a maze.
That's fantastic.
I'm very proud. Very
Slash
proud.
almost died in one hit.
That too, yes. I watched as all of you guys were keeping track of your HP, and I was giggling hysterically, I promise.
PIC is punching the ground where the body used to be.
That's all right. It's like ash, like his body ash.
That's fine.
You know, he was 11 feet tall, so there is quite a lot of it. So like kick
That's
it angrily and stuff.
fine.
Yeah.
PIC is having a temper tantrum.
For Zach, could you take a quick look at my level 5 thing?
Sure, let me pull it up.
It's Alchemal Savant. Whenever I cast a spell using my alchemist supplies as a spellcasting focus, you gain a bonus to roll one of the spell. That roll must restore hit points or be a damage roll that deals acid, fire, necrotic, or poison. The bonus equals your intelligence modifier.
I'm pulling it up. Hang on.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I finally get to spell magic. Praise the gods.
Oh my god, why do I have suddenly acid arrows? What is this? I have a bunch of new spells. Holy fuck.
That's what happens when you level up.
Oh god. I have like a whole world of second level spell now. I have more healing word. I have 2 more spell slots. Hey! This is fun.
So when you look at your spells, because you're an alchemist, it'll tell you how you cast the spell. Like Healing Word is just a bonus spell. Some of your spells will say the supplies, like some require a component pouch or some require blah blah blah. If it says alchemist supplies for what you're utilizing, you get bonus hit points to damage or healing. It says, hang on, the roll must restore hit points, or yeah, it's so either for healing spells or damaging that deal acid, fire, necrotic, poison damage. So not force, not radiant, not like it's specifically those types of damages.
Yeah.
Or healing, and then you get a bonus for your intelligence modifier added to the base number. So if you rolled like a 4 and your intelligence modifier, like I don't have your sheet pulled up, whatever that is, you add that to that 4.
Okay, we'll figure it out. Okay.
As a bonus. So yeah.
Okay. So it's okay.
Okay, we'll do that.
So it's any of the healing or damage spells that so basically any of the spells that I use. Because technically I use the alchemist supplies to use
Yeah, I'll
them.
double check. I think you use it for most things, yes. So it's just a specific. Yeah, I just think it's like there's a couple that may not. So I'll double check just to make sure.
Tasha at the moment is the only one that I use my cook utensils for Tasha, because that
Okay.
all the other ones use my alchemist and brewer supplies.
Okay, so yeah, all the other ones you would have the bonus modifier of your intelligence on top of whatever you do, as long as it's the right damage type or healing.
Okay. Oh, PIC is back to normal.
Pepper, I'm also taking Mass Healing Word as one of my 3rd level spells as a just in case. So.
Well, apparently I didn't know this, so now I have 2 2nd level healing slots, and I have Cure Wounds and Healing Word. So.
In the time spent, as we're doing this level up and stuff too, all of the people reappear in the tent that were not there, that were removed from the miasmic gas that had filled the tent.
Very nice.
Was the giant lady just sitting there the entire time?
Yeah, she was actually.
Yep.
Yep, she took no part in that.
She was a dick.
Can I roll to slap Arwyn?
Roll to dodge?
She knew you guys had a handle on it, and she would have stepped in if she needed. And she was guarding the people that were still left in the tent. See? All good.
Being serious, roll to hit Arwyn.
And I'm being serious, roll to dodge.
Yeah, because Arwyn's about to get smacked twice, and it's probably one on each side.
Oh, yes. And
Roll
he's
to
gonna
dodge
get
both of them.
But I'm waiting to see if Zach lets me do this. If not, then I'm not.
Yeah, you can hit him. You can hit him for whatever. That's fine.
Okay.
I rolled a 17 dexterity.
I rolled a 19 to hit.
Well,
okay. Not a non-lethal slap. That's 1d4 of slapping damage or punching.
So yeah, she is on tiptoes, slapping him across the face.
18 too.
Wow, yeah, nice.
Oh no.
You got 2 slaps from the 2 ladies of the group. Look at that.
By how much? What's the damage?
I'm just gonna grab your collar, Arwyn, and tug you
Damage.
down.
One
I
damage.
mean, if
One
you're just
bludgeoning
getting
damage.
if you're just getting slapped, it would be.
It's 2 damage. It's just 2 damage. There's no additional, so it's 4 damage bludgeoning. That's all you received.
So 10. I'm done at 10. Thank you very much.
You deserve it, and you
Rightfully earned. Rightfully earned.
So he gets yoinked down by his collar. Like,
yeah, he gets yoinked down by Pepper. What in the living fuck were you doing?
Look,
Listen to me. You pull that shit again, and I will not heal you. I will let you die. Reanimate you enough to be stable and drag your corpse around. Don't you ever not help us again. If I lose anybody because of you and your selfishness, I will make you regret it. Stop it.
Love this.
He's
Here
very
for this.
quiet.
Hmm?
Very strong words. But I did not know the situation you all were in before you met me. So a little more filling in would be nice.
Does it matter what situation we were in before, after, or during?
That was a literal devil in front of us.
Ominous man making people disappear, killing an innocent person.
And
I think that's an answer enough, even if you don't know what the fuck's going on.
still a little bit of context would be helpful.
And you're literally traveling with us. You really want us to just drop dead? Like, are you kidding me?
He yoinks Pepper's hand off his collar and straightens. I'm not needed. And he starts to walk away.
Don't let him. She mad though.
If we lose him, the scary lake trollop comes back.
Can Marina cast Create Water and just dunk Arwyn with water?
Naturally. Of course you can.
Okay, she's gonna do that. She's going to create water and then just let it fall on them.
You're not
And it's nice cold water too.
How is everybody looking like health-wise?
Yeah.
Oh boy. That's a question and a half.
Yeah.
Pretty beat up. Still.
Wait, didn't we do a level up? Didn't we? Oh no, wait, never mind. I didn't get hit. Shut up.
Yeah, we're leveled up, but our health is still where it was.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh. Well, wait a minute. Oh.
Okay, well, Basil's gonna walk over and I just had this inspiration, and I'm gonna cast a mass healing word on everybody. So it's up to 6 people. It's just 1d4 plus 4, so hold on. Oh,
Better than nothing. Better than
I'm
nothing.
fine.
it's a 4, so everyone gets 8.
Okay.
Yay.
Damn, you took away my joy of having shot Arwyn in the back of the head.
He's not soaking wet. Oh.
What is happening?
What the fuck?
Why is there a mob of owlbears?
What?
There's owlbears.
Do you not see this?
It just loaded on my side. I have no idea.
Oh, there's a demon. Oh, there's a demon. What the fuck?
I don't know, you guys. That was really random. I'm sorry. I did not know that was happening. Sorry.
Isn't Father Priest also gone? He got eaten. Or is this
He dead.
Parts of him are.
Oof. Fereydun will immediately start doing last rites.
Yeah, that's why he's there, is for you specifically. The parts of him that are left, like the head, most of the torso, a couple of the limbs.
Yes! I've leveled up and now I have Zone of Truth! Oh, I'm so excited!
Yeah.
Oh wait, I added Zone of Truth too, so I guess I'll pick another one so you can have it.
I mean, you can both have it. I mean, you can only really use it a certain amount of
I
times.
didn't pick it. It comes with whatever it is.
Oh.
Well, you're both lawyers, so.
Fair.
Yeah.
I can only change out spells when I level up, so I'm trying to be trying to be good.
Yeah, I get Zone of Truth because I'm a paladin.
Nice.
And it's always prepared.
I'm going to walk over to PIC and see how he's doing. PIC, are you all right?
What am I hearing right now?
I don't know.
It's like someone's microphone is shuffling or something.
Do you
It's
still
gone now.
hear it?
It's gone now. Never mind.
Yeah, Flower's been having issues with the microphone.
Mm.
Oh,
We got
okay.
it.
Nick, we're asking how you are, though.
Yep.
Yeah, the mic's not working.
Hi, hear me now?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yep.
Yep.
Hi.
Yay.
Pick is throwing a temper tantrum, is punching the ground, and it's very obvious he's super duper frustrated.
Oh.
You want to talk about it, Nick?
He shakes his head no and continues punching where the thing was.
And Pepper pull out a melon and like put it on the ground? Pepper's gonna
Yeah, well, of course. Just do it.
Yep. Pepper's gonna take out the melon that she has, and she's gonna put it on the ground by PIC. Like, hey, you did a really good job. I mean, if it wasn't for you, I don't think we would have made it out of there. We'll be okay.
Don't have to lie to me like everybody else does. And he throws the melon.
PIC, that dog was gonna attack me. I don't think I would have been okay if it did. You took care of that.
Wasn't enough.
Listen, none of us died. It was more than enough.
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you. You did good. You did great. We are slowly gonna get stronger. Take the victory.
So are you gonna tell that to Father, Priest, whoever at the church? He died. What about everybody else that was here?
Back. Well, everybody else who was here is back, though. Power.
I'll help Fereydun tell the people at the temple. It's
Fereydun, your father approaches. Can you take care of this? I need to get people out of here.
Why was that here?
I wasn't here for whatever it is you're talking about. All I know is I see someone's been injured and I need to clear out these folks before there's complaints.
You go do that. But know that this man is not injured, he is dead.
Alright, well, I have put my trust in you that you can handle this.
Please, I am performing last rites. You need to leave.
Thanks everyone for coming. We're gonna take a short intermission. If you want to go out and have some free cloud candy, That would be so great as we get set up for our next act. Ha 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 ha! Bravo, bravo. People start just kind of muttering and filtering out about how they didn't pay for this, and it's a grisly scene, but not quite what they paid for. And there's obviously half of the mass of humanoids who are frustrated that they didn't see anything because they don't know what's happened, and the other half that are horrified about what has happened and are now wondering if it wasn't part of the show initially that was scheduled for the night. Pepper, Fereydun's dad approaches you.
Okay.
You seem to have the air of authority, ish. So, perhaps now would be a good time to retire. I can get Morgana to show you guys to a guestish area or something. You look like you need to be cleaned up a little bit.
I believe that would be wise, but I think Fereydun has more say since this is his home. I don't think we want to.
Naturally, of course, but he's taking care of a matter at the moment, and I just need to get this area cleaned up, and that includes having you also vacate.
Okay.
Thanks for understanding.
Yeah. Marina, take PIC. I'll see if Fereydun needs any help. Okay?
PIC is going to yell at the dude as he's walking away, "Where were you?"
Where were you?
He's
I wasn't
asking.
here. I wasn't here. I was whisked away to another realm.
Can I insight?
Sure.
I do have advantage on it.
Yeah.
So 11 and 18.
Yeah, he's being sincere. He's not sure, like, he's explaining he's not sure where he was, but there was a large canyon surrounding a ruined city where he was, and the air felt really heavy.
Would PIC recognize such a place?
Yes. You would recognize it almost immediately upon this description as Shadowfall.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I don't have any further
Absolutely.
questions.
PIC, let's go. I can get you. We can see if there's any kind of drinks or anything. Maybe they've got like a melon flavored drink or something.
Just try to get with the others and stick together. Hey, Marina, I'm gonna grab Fereydun. Oh, never mind. PIC is going to Fereydun.
PIC is just gonna stand by and watch silently.
I'll go catch up with Basil and our lovely new friend.
Wait,
Friend.
Marina.
Friend
Marina,
loosely.
loosely right now. Marina, wait. I'll go with you. I just want to let Fereydun know real quick.
All right.
Fereydun, I know you're doing less rights. I'm sorry. Your father is offering us a place to just rest for a moment. I think we're gonna take him up on it. We'll be at the front of the tent in case you need anything, okay? Okay, Fereydun? Fereydun?
I was muted, I'm
Question mark.
sorry.
It's okay.
He's just gonna nod.
Okay. Marina, let's go together so Pepper doesn't get lost, because Dapperling followed Arwyn.
Yep. There we go. Girls are sticking together.
Alright, Fereydun, while you're doing all your last rites and stuff.
I need to know exactly how much of this man is left.
So he's missing his entire right leg and his
Okay.
entire right arm. The rest of him is there.
Okay. We will need a stretcher and a cloth to cover the body. We need to bring him back to town for burial rites.
The woman with your father brings you blood items.
Cool. I'd like a small cart if you have one.
Um,
Spare, of course.
She hurries away, comes back with a cart.
Okay, so
It's a wheelbarrow.
would you please assist me to put him on this stretcher so that we can take him home?
Pick helps.
Cool. So we're just gonna like put him on the stretcher, secure him with some ropes, and then secure him to the wheelbarrow. And how? Wait, aren't we in town still?
Yeah, we're just on the outskirts of town.
Ah. Then I believe Fereydun
We're
will start
roughly
making his way back to deliver him back to the church.
Alright.
And
Is the whole party going to accompany?
I mean, Pepper would be more inclined to follow, but it depends on if Fereydun's gonna come back or not.
Marina said
Well,
she'd
and
go.
that's
I
the
mean, he will
question.
have to walk past you guys
Yeah, and like
to get out
the
the
time
tents.
back to town it's about a 2-hour walk. So
That's a long. That's not at the outskirts of town.
it is. It's the outskirts of town. You're only like a mile and a half past the outer fence.
It doesn't take
I'm
2
talking
hours to walk a
zoning.
mile and a half.
No, from the outer fence. I mean, the city itself is mostly deserted, and because of the whole lich problem, there's only really the heart of town, which is where you were staying, which is, let's call it 5 miles, which I suppose you could probably do quickly and maybe a half hour, 45 minutes quickly.
Hold on. I will find out. Okay,
Yeah, we
yeah,
can
that's
do that.
about 2 hours.
Yeah,
It's about an hour and 40 minutes to walk 5 miles.
yeah, that's what I figured.
Oh my god, I get extra spells. Would you like to know what one of those spells is? It's
What?
Find Steed.
Ooh.
Right. Here, outside.
Ooh.
Or when Dapperling is sticking to you like glue, I would like you to know.
See that.
His little eyes are on you. The orders have been don't let him out of your sight. He can't go running off.
How long does this last?
Alright, so as a group, we will head back towards the city.
Arwyn's going to be trailing very far behind. Or just has thought about just running off, but...
Pepper's gonna put a leash on you. Careful how far behind you trail, boy.
He's really not liking this. Really not liking the whole leash thing.
Sucks to be you, man.
Sucks to be you. Oh Lord.
So Marina is gonna stick with Fereydun to help deliver the news about Father Priest.
Pepper's gonna stick with Arwyn.
He is very close to just pulling a dagger.
Basil, you going, buddy?
Yeah, Basil's just kind of hanging around. He hasn't really fought a lot before, so he's still kind of reeling from the whole fight / almost dying thing.
All right. As you approach the temple, you are greeted by one of
I
the.
remembered something.
Go ahead.
I get one favor from the church.
Yes, you do. For free, whatever it may be.
Sister,
Yes.
you need to act quickly. Come with me, please. We must pray.
Yes, let's pray. For his soul to find peace.
No, sister. For Lyra to bring him back.
He's not all there, my sweet child.
These are but physical setbacks. Prosthetics can be made.
It is your wish. It's the least we can do. For all you've done for this church.
I suppose this is actually not 100% my decision. I would be willing to use Lyra's favor for this, if you feel that the church is in need of Father Priest.
We're in need of him and his guidance, but I don't think this is the way.
Fereydun's going to take a deep breath, but he's going to nod. I will accept your wisdom and guidance. Please let me help with the burial in any way.
Yes, we'll prepare him for the ceremony and the funeral. And he has a place in our crypt below, reserved for him for all of his service. It's a very formal affair, the funeral. You can say a few words if you wish, but there won't be many who will attend, I imagine.
This is the way of things. Am I saying words now?
Yes, we're gonna roll into the funerary.
Marvelous. Well, I have known Father Priest only a short while. I know that this was a man who was a beacon of respite and hope after the arduous journeys traveling outside of Lyra's light. And it was through his guidance that I was able to learn more about my place in the faith of Lyra. And I know that he will be missed.
Thank you. She says a general prayer that they say at every the Church of Lyra, and has a viewing for after available. And she mills around with like the 2 or 3 other people who work in the church that are all weeping together. Everyone else is outside still, most likely. Do you want to give them a chance to interact while the service is happening?
No. Just kidding.
It's all Fereydun time. JK, have fun.
No.
So Basil's just gonna talk to Arwyn and just be like, so what was that? I mean, you were offering deals to the devil in front of us. Obviously we were getting hurt. Do you understand why Pepper and Marina were upset?
Look, as I said, as far as I understood, this was mostly not my fight. Until my words weren't completely heard.
Well, Pepper saved your life. Isn't there a debt owed there?
Kind of rolls his eyes, looks over at Pepper, continues to roll his eye again, and look at Basil.
No, Mom.
You see her eyes go big at him rolling his eyes.
He like crosses his arms, shifts his leg on, puts his weight on one leg, glances at her again.
Majors, man.
I think I slapped again. Lord help him.
Oh.
Arwyn, as calm as she can. She's trying to be calm. Arwyn, whether you like it or not, you are stuck with this group. And we look out for each other. It doesn't matter if it was your fight, quotation mark, sassy hip wiggle, all that. You saw the people you've been hanging out with suddenly in danger. And you stood there trying to make a deal with the devil for your I want to know, who's your master? What was that about? I don't understand how you could stand there and watch other people get hurt and not do anything.
Hero type isn't my thing.
Be that as it may, Arwyn, look at it as this is taking care of you too. Would you rather be with us, or would you rather be with the scary lake grandma again? Because if we lose you, we're in trouble, but if we all die, there's nothing that says she's not coming back for you.
Being as how I never personally knew her, for all I know, she probably just found it when I passed out, on the brink of death.
You entered her ring and took a mushroom, albeit poisonous. That's how she owned you.
He takes a very deep breath and sigh.
Would you rather be with people who are going to look after you, or someone who's going to keep you unconscious on the brink of death inside of a cabin?
A hut with no door, made of dirt.
With no door.
No windows.
Just a dirt mound.
kicks at the dirt. He's like a moody teenager that you're just trying to like reason with. That's literally what he is right now. He's a moody teenager.
Yes.
Despite being 22 years old, he's still a moody teenager.
Just strangle him.
Basil's just like holding a hand up to Pepper, like trying to calm her down.
She's not moving. When you see her move, it'll be too late. She's arms crossed, like eyes big, like you can see she's like trying to like take her breaths, take it slow, because she's
a mom and she knows how to handle this.
It's because here's the thing. The reason why Arwyn, is alone and kind of prefers to be alone is because without he was brought up in nobility, always like looked after, like coddled almost.
But you can role play it. You can let them know too. Whatever it is you want to say.
Yeah. Kind of looks down at the ground, back up at Basil, and says, "I have spent enough of my life being looked after and cared for. No, thank you."
well, and I will make sure to keep that in mind. Next time you get burned or eat a poisonous mushroom and you're on the brink of death.
Then I would rather meet my master where we met.
Pepper, I understand. Give me a moment alone with Arwyn, if you don't mind.
We're gonna force your badness level down whether you want it or not.
Stomps off, very upset.
Who knows the spell charm person?
Wait, no, he can't be charmed. That's right.
Arwyn, listen. I understand trying to break away from being coddled. I grew up in a noble household too. I left because my father didn't see me as what he wanted in a firstborn son. My brother took on the role as heir of the family. I was always more like my mother. I spent most of my childhood coddled just like you, spent time in an academy, and I left because I was sick of being looked down on for not being what they wanted me to be. And I've only known these people for a very short while, but they've protected me, I've protected them, and you need to take a look at yourself and decide what you want, because being alone is not always the answer.
He listens intently. Kind of mulls over his words. Kind of like sighs through his nose. Weighs his options. And with a very deep I suppose you're right on that. Fine. I'll stay with you.
One thing I do want you to think about, even with your hesitation, even with stepping back and trying to make deals with this devil, Pepper still saw you were hurt, and she still healed you. So, regardless of your feelings right now, I think you owe her an apology, because you're only standing here because she didn't let you die. Twice.
straightens up. Thinks it over. Very well. And he says that, like, actually weighed out, like, his thoughts, his options, everything that Basil has said, and just also thinking back on, wait a minute, all of these people are common folk, which is people that he, prefers, and so in that blind moment of, I guess, pride, he, forgot about that, so he actually does go over to Pepper.
Basil smiling to himself as he walks away.
Basil.
Mommy Basil.
Basil!
And
Applause!
as Arwyn slowly approaches Pepper, he is humbling himself for once in front of her. And he kind of internally kicks himself just to get it out. Pepper, I've acted like an ass. And the full weight of the situation had not weighed as much on me. But I apologize for everything that I've done. I will cooperate.
Pepper is she had been sitting on the ground, kind of hugging herself, trying not to cry, kind of mad, kind of looking at the tattoo that she just got too, as reminds her of home, and she kind of listens to him, kind of nods vigorously when he says he's an ass, then nods slowly at his apology, and is kind of just like, well, I accept your apology and I'll forgive you. I know suddenly working with people is hard. I've been on my own since I was 17, so I know working with others is not the easiest thing in the world. It's not about, coddling, but it's nice to know somebody else has got your back, And
Arwyn nods his head up.
She kind of stands, dust off her dress. And, I mean, rolls her eyes. You can be kind of an ass, but I'll always have your back. Just have ours too.
Arwyn nods his head. I will try and uphold them.
Offers her hand to shake.
He takes it.
Shake!
Basil's like peeking around this corner.
Apperling's just buzzing happily.
Arwyn kind of like, he gives a little, like, corner of his lips kind of tug up in a little, like, a small smile.
Hey, look, you look better like that. Look at that. That's cute.
His heterochromatic eyes just kind of smile a little bit.
Well, we're gonna take it from here while you guys are making amends. Jump back to Fereydun and pick.
Okay.
Fereydun, the sister of the church at the church, does approach you and offers her condolences. She's like, he spoke very highly of you for being someone he had just met, know that you'll always have a home here, but there's been news that I think you should be made aware of that's come to us today. And as a favor to you, I'm willing to assist, given your good graces with both our church and with Lyra. She says, I won't count this as the favor the church owes you, but I will let you know that there's news from the nearby port town of... Oh, let me look at my notes. Of Busgrad, that there have been sightings of a old crone fey lady who's looking for followers so she can hunt down a red-haired freckled human. And I just thought you should know, since you seem to travel with one who matches this description.
This is good information to know. Thank you very much. I will relay it to the appropriate party.
And it's also noted that the Four Corners have also today gone to investigate the Lich's home nearby, and it appears to be completely deserted, and there's no one left there. Like, they've cleaned up the remains that had been found exhumed from the basement and the jail cells that were there, and there's no presence of anyone or anything in the house at this point in time.
This is peculiar. But that means the lich problem is gone.
For now, I'm afraid though that trouble seems to be brewing in the east. And we're actually going to stop there for the night.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
I will... Well, I mean, number one, stop the recording. Bye, everybody!